call the May 8th meeting of the Parker Planning Commission to order at 7 p.m. Will you please stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Roll call tonight. Absent is Ruth Ann and Ileana, and all other members are seated. Are there any additions to or deletions from the agenda?
No, sir, there are not.
Approval of the minutes. Are there any additions, corrections, or deletions from the minutes of March 27th? Do we have a motion to approve?
I move we approve the Planning Commission meeting minutes from March 27th, 2025.
I'll second.
It's been moved by Eric, seconded by Nick, that we approve the Planning Commission meeting minutes from March 27th, 2025, and I'll call the question. Brett?
Yes.
Nick?
Aye.
Angela?
Aye.
Eric?
Aye.
Jane?
Aye.
Chair is aye. Passes 6-0. Next item on our agenda is 7A, our public meetings. It's a public meeting, a bill for an ordinance to amend section 13.8.040 of the Parker Municipal Code concerning sensitive lands avoidance. And we will open that hearing at 7:02. Kelsey, we're all yours.
All right. Good evening, Planning Commission. Thank you so much for taking the time to hear this presentation. Tonight we are looking at an ordinance to amend Title 13, Section 1308.040 of the Code regarding sensitive lands avoidance. Under our floodplain regulations, camping in the floodplain is prohibited. That's due to a safety concern. We get a lot of flash floods. It's not safe. Recently, the town council has given staff direction to update our codes regarding camping within the town. We also have a prohibition on camping in Title 8. What we are trying to do tonight is make sure that camping is all treated the same. So what this ordinance does is it deletes out everything that happens whenever a campsite is abated, and it refers back to Title 8. And I'll kind of go through some of those changes with you. The changes are very minor in nature. We still require 72 hours notice before abatement of a campsite. We still state that property that's been recovered must be stored by the police department for 30 days. But there are a few changes with respect to things like we will be taking a policy to council about what happens to property, which property should be stored, what should be thrown away, what should be given to the police, so that everyone's property is treated the same instead of having people sort of subjectively decide what is valuable, what should be taken back. There is also a new section on when notice is not required for abatement. These would be in emergent situations that would be like health, safety, welfare. There's an imminent flash flood. There's a fire. There is some emergent reason where notice is not required. Let's see. I'm trying to think of anything else that is big in here. It's pretty much those changes and the policy and just making sure that everything is treated the same. I'm here for questions. I also have Joe Dagenhart from the police department here as well in case you have any questions about the impact to the town or policy. And that's pretty much all I have for you this evening.
Okay, I'll open it up for questions.
I just had one quick question. Not sure if you have like the number offhand, but do you have a rough idea of how many abatements occur in a year, or how many were like this will potentially impact?
I do not. Joe?
I don't have an exact number, but recently we've had, this month we have two that need to be cleaned up. So it's been roughly, I think last year roughly is about 6.
Okay.
Okay.
Summer months we usually see an increase sometimes.
Thank you.
And this is down along Cherry Creek, or not necessarily?
Yeah, it's usually on the Cherry Creek corridor. Pick a bridge, it varies. Sometimes
Sure.
It's up by Lincoln, the the one that we're doing this month is Parker Road.
Okay. Other questions?
The items that you'll kind of make the decision on whether they're thrown away or whatever, is there like a list or something like that, or a template?
Yeah, so we have a policy. We didn't put it in front of you tonight because it's more town council's decision ultimately. It goes through and it differentiates between what we're calling essential personal property, regular property, and then anything else that would be considered more trash or waste. Essential personal property would be things that are truly difficult to replace and very important. So this is like government-issued IDs, medication, glasses, electronics. We did need to constrain the size because the PD is bursting at the seams. They can't take absolutely everything that's at every campsite. We just do not have the space, so we did compromise and say anything, I forget the cubic feet, but about the size of a backpack, whatever can fit in there that's within that essential personal property will be stored. And we're hoping that we can give that 72-hour notice at least at every campsite so people can take their belongings with them, so we don't have as many people who are losing their stuff.
Perfect, thanks, that makes sense.
Other question?
I just have a question. It's not in here, Kelsey. I didn't see it anyway. About enforcement. Is this a complaint-based system?
Yes, that's how we have been enforcing it. Sometimes it's through our own parks or public works department, and through the HART team.
And I will say, whenever someone is being cited under this code or is being enforced under this code, we do have to provide them with resources or offer them resources before any enforcement action is taken. That's in the code.
That's like the different county and city support programs, is that
I
when you
believe
say?
that's the HART team.
It's
Yeah.
through the Douglas County HART team.
Yeah.
We partner with them. So yeah, we contact them. They'll come out, offer resources. We also, if there's mental health concerns, we'll connect them with our CRT unit. So a number of different resources to try to help them move on and get resources that they may need.
Thank you. Anything else, Jane?
I do have one other question, and this is just for my edification more than a policy question or a question about what's in front of us. I live fairly close to Sulphur Gulch, and so a couple of years ago, maybe during the end of the pandemic, I had someone come out and seemed to do a bridge inspection along Sulphur Gulch that said they were doing an inspection because they were maybe part of CDOT or something, and the town of Parker didn't have jurisdiction. Have you had that experience?
Not that I'm aware of.
I'll
Okay.
take that one.
Thanks, Bryce.
So I know that the state tracks the condition of bridges throughout the state. That was probably that bridge inspector just checking and tracking bridge status statewide, and they happen to be in Parker.
Okay, so it just happened to be at the same time that there were homeless-looking people underneath that bridge.
Probably.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else? Thank you, officer. Since this is a public hearing, we always open it up to the public to come forward and speak on the matter before us. Seeing no public, we will close the public comment portion. Any further questions? Then we will close the public hearing at 7:08. Commissioner discussion.
I really like the idea of having one comprehensive way to treat this situation. And I know flood zones are particularly a hazard. And it also seems to me like that's where people like to sort of make their temporary homes because it's out of sight. It's, close to something that's maybe going to keep them occupied. So I really appreciate the town taking the effort to make it consistent.
Yeah, I agree. I think uniform policies are definitely better than having a mismatch. So certainly in favor of this.
Yeah, I agree with both of you guys. It's it's nice to have this cleaned up and have it more specific. Because I feel like you guys added a lot of that really good stuff, like this is how big it can be, this is how much it's worth, you know. I think that's really good for people to know going forward. Just to have this all cleaned up and all going together, I think is perfect. I support it.
I also agree. Yeah, it's nice that you'll have a kind of a template to follow so that you don't have to make a judgment call in the field and have inconsistency. So I definitely support this. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm in agreement as well. I mean, having Officer, I'm sorry, what was your last name? Dagenhart here. I assume that means the police department is behind this, and that's enough for me. They're the ones that have to deal with it. So if they're the ones that like this, let's do it.
I would agree with my fellow commissioners, and thanks, Kelsey, to your office, and Officer to the police department for what you're doing here. And so do we have a motion?
I move Planning Commission recommend Town Council approve an ordinance to amend the Parker Municipal Code regarding camping in the floodplain.
I'll second the motion.
It's been moved by Brett, seconded by Angela. The Planning Commission recommend Town Council approve an ordinance to amend the Park Municipal Code regarding camping in the floodplain. I'll call the question. Brett?
Yes.
Nick?
Aye.
Angela?
Aye.
Eric?
Aye.
Jane?
Aye.
Chair as aye, passes 6-0. Okay. Next. Bryce, any items for us?
No, sir, I don't have any.
Okay. Then we need a motion to adjourn.
I motion we adjourn the meeting.
I'll second.
It's been moved by Angela, seconded by Nick, that we adjourn the meeting. Brett?
Yes.
Nick?
Aye.
Angela?
Aye.
Eric?
Aye.
Jane?
Aye.
Chair is aye. Good night, all.